Sabrina Carpenter has done it again, because not only is espresso a certified bop, but the espresso makeup is just the perfect beachy, bronzy, glowy look. It's a little bit different to her usual because it's not super blush heavy, but it looks so good. So if you want to see how to get Sabrina's espresso look, keep watching. Starting with the eyes. The eye is this beautiful bronzy winged liner moment, and it's just so much easier to clean up a winged liner if you've got nothing else on the face yet. So I'm just prepping my eyes with a bit of concealer and blending it out with a sponge. For the eyeshadow, we're not overcomplicating it. I'm starting with this Fenty bronzer in the shade Island Ting. This is like the perfect caramel bronze color. It's perfect for a beachy look. And I'm pretty much running that all through my crease and connecting that shadow all through to my nose. And then using the same bronzer, I'm just more densely packing it in my outer corner. It gives us a bit of depth in the eye without actually going in with a darker shade. Now for that beautiful champagne gold shimmer that's all in the inner third of her eye, I'm taking the Sigma Spicy palette, and I'm taking the shade here, Moonshine, and I'm going to tap that along the inner third of my eye. It is just the most beautiful color. I'm working late, 'cause I'm a singer. I love the way she says singer. Singer. And then going back in with our original brush, I'm just going to make sure that's all nice and blended together. And keeping to that espresso chocolatey brown theme, she has a really beautiful brown winged liner. So I'm using the Fenty Beauty liquid liner in the shade Truffle. And we're not bringing this liner all the way across our eye. We're just stopping in that outer third and doing a beautiful wing. A brown liner just... it hits different. Then I'm going to take the shade Limitless Brown in the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencils, and I'm just going to use this to line my upper waterline. And I'm also lightly taking that shade into my inner corner. Just gives us that extra definition. I'm then going to curl my lashes and add a little bit of mascara. I'm then going to cut these Model Rock lashes in half and use the inner half as like a little outer corner lash just for a little bit of extra density. And to finish off the eye area, I've already filled in my brows a little bit with a brow pencil, but I am just going to set them in place using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze. I'm just going to brush them up and then smooth down the tail. And the eye is done. Onto the base. For primer, I'm using the Espresso Dewy Latte. It just seemed fitting to use this product. This brand has the opportunity to do the best marketing right now. It also just gives you the most beautiful glowy dewy base. Sabrina Natural Skin has a lot of freckles, so whenever she's wearing these foundations, she's wearing a full coverage foundation. I'm going to mix a couple of foundations because I'm in between colors, so I'm going to use one of my fake tan shades of the Lancôme tint Idole. This is one of my absolute favorites at the moment, and I'm going to mix it in with my non-tan shade of my mcgrath foundation. These are both technically natural matte foundations, and this is on purpose because even though we want a really glowy base, if we do like your more medium coverage glowy foundation with glowy blush and glowy bronzer and glowy highlighter and all of that, it's not going to sit on the skin very well. If you think about it, if the entire face is glowy, there's no contrast and it just doesn't look as effective. So I'm just blending this out with my Sigma Soft Coverage F48 brush. The foundation and the concealer brush from this range I have been using every single day. They are just so easy to blend everything out. Now I'm going to go back in with my Fenty bronzer, and I want to keep the placement quite high on the cheekbone. Her cheekbone is always very defined in her look, so I'm just going to go right above the hollow. Now, she's also a fringe gal, and so am I, so I'm only going to put a little bit on my forehead, and then taking the same bronzer on my eyeshadow brush, I'm going to do a little bit of that down my nose, connecting it into my eyeshadow. And what I love about this look is that it's different from her other looks in the sense that she usually goes very heavy on the blush, and on this, it's barely there. There's just like a little touch of color, and then it's really bronzer and highlighter focus. So I'm going to take my Sigma F43, and I'm going to go in with the tiniest amount of the cream side of She's Baked by Patrick Tar. And I'm just going to tap that right above the bronzer. And that's it. I don't want to go for any more color than that. I'm also taking that blush and tapping a little bit right in the center of my nose for a really subtle sunburn kind of look. And now I'm using the Hourglass concealer, doing a little bit on my inner corner, right under my liner, my forehead. So I'm also going to add just a touch under my bronzer line and blending that all out with my Sigma F27 and using that concealer to really sharpen that eyeliner. Now, taking a little bit of my Laura Mercier loose powder on a powder puff, I'm going to set lightly under my eyes and down my T-zone. Those are just the areas I tend to get the most oily, so even after we add a highlighter, I don't want to be looking too much like a disco ball. Her highlighter is extreme, and you can't tell me she's not using Rare Beauty. This is the shade Exhilarate, and it's that beautiful champagne-y gold. I'm going to take this highlight on a relatively fluffy brush, find the high point of the face. You can see where the light hits me, and I'm going to accentuate that even more. And her highlighter always starts quite low on the cheek and pulls up to that outer corner. It's very front focal. And then a little bit on the nose as well. adding a bit of highlight into my inner corner. Going back into my bronzer one last time, I'm just taking it on a slightly smaller shader brush, and I'm just running that directly under my lash line, just for a slightly more bronzy look. Now for lips, the lip liner is that really beautiful light true brown. It looks a lot like the Kylie Cosmetics Kylie lip liner, so that's what I'm going to use. Now the lip gloss to me very much looks like the Fenty Glow by Fenty. However, she has a NYX Cosmetics contract, so it's definitely one of those NYX Fat Oil glosses. I think this color looks exactly the same. It's that peachy, bronzy, high shine gloss, so I'm going to use this one. That looks exactly the same to me. I'm going to go do my hair and I'll be right back. And that is my Sabrina Carpenter espresso makeup all completed. What do we think? Let me know what I should do next. And I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.